better than ever. And I know I was here yesterday, but the statement still stands because that's just who I am as a goddamn person. Okay, so if you got a problem with it, you should stop having a problem with it. Okay, because I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been thinking about this a lot. Um, Stuff that cracks me up, you know. Um, I'm cracking up. I'm genuinely cracking up. And at what is unclear, to be honest. Maybe people laugh at me, and that's why I'm always laughing, you know? If I can channel when people talk about me or argue over me or scream my name or, hate on me or say nice things about me or love me, I guess I also could know when they laugh. And maybe that's where I get these very deep laughters from. Um, Somebody else got the giggles. I swear to God, I didn't think shit was funny before I started this stream. I've been very deeply contemplative and like I don't want to say sad, but the hormones are hitting me, right? Because I'm like, well, it's already begun. The blood is already shed, but period coming in hot in the next couple days, so it's just a lot, right? It's a lot of buildup. It's a lot of hormones. It's a lot of emotions. It's a lot of desolation. It's not necessarily. I mean, I'm isolated, but it's desolation. Like I wouldn't know how else to describe that. Dysphoria, mm, just as applicable, and the D in PMDD, right? But desolation, I feel like describes it really well. Because it very much feels like there is nothing. It's not just like in this moment there's nothing. It's like beyond this moment there's nothing, which is sort of goes back to like the Matrix conversation we had last night and how that relates to the PMDD as well, right? So there's a lot of little things to say about, gosh, oh my gosh. It's crazy. It's crazy because I get why people have their doubts. I get why people have their doubts because of the way my life is, but think about that more. You should have less doubt because of how my life is. Okay? So let's pause on that thought. Let's keep cracking up. It's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Da, 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 da. Okay. Stop. You can't. Oh, okay. Right. She did that. No. You did. So what? We'll get into it. We've talked about Cancer season energy. We talked about Lionsgate. We talked about this weird double lens feature right now, right? Um, but there is so much to say. I am a bit early today. Well, I'm not. I'm not early as much as I'm on time, and I was just starting like hella late for a minute there. I was just starting so late. I was working more. I was a little bit busier, and a lot of stuff happened this past week where I'm like, okay, my days are different, and I've been starting earlier. I gotta roll the ads. There's too many things, so much going on right now. Oh my god, I'm so jealous, dude. It's been raining here and storming, and I've been well. I can't. Who's that? It's either a G or a K. Okay, reel it in. Let's go. Ad break. 3 minutes. Everybody in fucking America is in their goddamn fields, not even in America, because on the fucking stream, people been in the fields too. And it's not just Americans on the stream. Y'all doing okay. Pisces, okay, this is so funny. My cousin just messaged me on this break. It was like, yo, what's that one song? Because it's probably because it's 4th of July rather than like emo stuff, right? But this Pisces was like, yo, that song about fireworks over the freeway. And I was like, that's my, oh, I love that song. It was Walking by Something Corporate. So good. And I was like, damn, this song is so, what the fuck? This song is sad. Fuck, man. Is everybody in their feels lately? Like, what's going on? I'm supposed to know, right? But I'm not an astrologer, and Venus isn't going to retrograde until like the end of July. So I really couldn't even tell you why everybody's so emotional, other than it's Cancer season. People are very reflective. Like, water makes us reflective because water has its own reflection, yes? It's great for communication, great for energy, great for transportation, great for divination, great for purification, cleansing, surviving. Like, water is everything. So, as I choke on, I'm not it's super big on water signs, but I think it's just because I have enough water in my life, in my chart, even. I'm well in touch with the emotions, right? Or, as we discussed the shadow last night, I'm very good with emotions in the front, bad with emotions in the back. Like, here's all the emotions I have. What do they mean? I don't know. This. Well, yeah, you said that, but like, what is it? I don't know, actually. Okay. But look at this. Feelings, emotions, yes? Okay. Yeah. So maybe some people who are like, no emotions, nothing to see here, folks, are actually, whoa, so many emotions back there. Okay. Um, when you think okay, I have, oh my God. You know what's so funny is people will literally wait until, this is so crazy. People think about me, oh, this makes sense now. I said this last night, didn't I? Where someone thinks about it all day, all day, all day, and then around midnight they're like, okay, I can't not think about it or whatever. Or tries not to think about it all day. And now it makes sense. It's the time because 10:10, it's the time of the stream, is when you start asking all these questions. It's not subtle. It's not cute. It's not funny. It's really annoying. I can tell it to you. I can tell it to you every time. I can tell it to anybody every time. Stop trying to act like you don't do that. Where you're just like, okay, so explain this, explain this, explain this. Explain this. I can't. I can't take time up on the stream. You can't just wait until I'm streaming to come ask me stuff. Dom, you weren't even first. There's like a whole fucking chat above you. What is wrong with everybody today? What is wrong with everybody? What is wrong with everybody? I'm sitting here. I sat back. Listen, I'm sorry I'm getting all like, I think I might be laughing at y'all today. For once in my goddamn motherfuck, I might be laughing at y'all for once. Because the thing is, first, I'm gonna fucking kill you, dog. No, no threats. It's a joke. It's a hyperbole. It's a metaphor. I don't even know him. We're on two different continents. Yeah, this is just GTA, man. No, no, Grand Theft Auto. Nobody's stealing any cars. What are you talking about, man? Okay. All right. Can we reel it in? Can we reel it in? When you think your toys have gone berserk, it's an illusion. You cannot shake your laughter. Cracking through the walls that sends you spinning. You have no choice. Because it chooses you. Okay, that's why you have no choice. So, you're right. Let's start there. I made a new song today. I made the song yesterday. I finished editing it today. I started it 2, 3 days ago. This was the first song in a minute that I actually. Well, no, I think I did 6 takes in one day for I'll Keep It With Mine. But this was 6 takes in 2 days, I think, for this song. But the second day I used all 3 takes. So it sounds I think it sounds fucking cool. Like, I know I'm creepy. I listen to it and I'm like, this fucks. And then I'm also like, for people who are into like demons and stuff, I guess it's not like I have demonic intention just because life is dark and I feel dreary. My period's coming. Like, my life is blood right now. My life is depression. My life is like, my body is basically rejecting me and life itself because I'm not pregnant, even though I actively avoid pregnancy. Like, it's bizarre. I'm sorry that happens. It's fucking bizarre. Nobody knows why it happens, but I've at least curbed it down from like having a 2 week long experience of this to like a 2 to 3 day experience of this. Pretty cool. Is it extreme measures? Yeah. Am I like tripping on nutmeg sometimes? Sure. Am I really tripping? No, but sometimes I just like, oh, yes. I'm not just tired. I ate too many spices. It's like, what? No, nutmeg is not a code for anything. That's why it's an eggnog, y'all. Y'all been doing stuff that you don't understand, and then you get mad at people who understand it. Okay, so let's keep going. Why did you do Spellbound? I actually added a protective element, a very specific protective element for a very specific group of people, in hopes that they never have to ever seek revenge on the people who hurt them, the youth especially. Yes, so may all hands be clean. Yes, that's what that is a protection spell. Okay, it doesn't sound like it, but when I sang it, I knew what I was thinking about. And again, that was like a protective element over children who, so I guess if you listen to it, you're subjecting yourself to having that protective element over you. So I guess I should be honest about it. I could contemplate and not say anything, but most people don't really listen to my music anyway, even though they'll actually have the audacity to come and tell me that they like it, because they see me post about it. But I see the plays and the places where people look at the light. So it's an odd thing for me, but I like it, and I think I'm the only one who listens to it. And I guess I figured if I put that much intention into something, I should say what it is. But then I also felt like maybe it'd be more useful for the people who I'm trying to protect in that, for me to not say it. But here we are, 15 minutes in the stream. Anybody's gonna hear that, right? So it is what it is. All right, let's keep going down the list. So that's why Spellbound. It's not some like damning cursing thing. It's not like a fucking I'm seeking revenge. I'm alleviating the possibility of revenge for people. Is basically what it is. And only for people who are guilty of certain specific crimes, right? So I think we're all putting that together, yeah? It's just stuff you don't want to get flagged saying or right. So cheers. You think you're making stuff up at this point. You're here. The song freaked you out. Because like, I do see and hear things sometimes. Yes, sometimes Dark Nights of the Souls are like that. You have to remember, like, I did go through this at one point where I was like, it was like beyond psychosis. It was like full blown, like, I couldn't even talk to anybody. The entire breakdown of your reality, right? That's part of the reason I think we ended up having that Matrix conversation. And I think that mine was probably a lot stronger because I was already a practitioner. I already channeled messages from the dead once in a while, or felt ghosts, or had ghost experiences, right? And I also may have been drugged. And I also kind of went with the no eat, no sleep dehydration factor of it didn't matter if I was on drugs. Hey, okay, queen, whatever you're seeing. Yes. So, you notice I've been starting earlier? Proud of myself. So anyway, Dark Night of the Soul. Yeah, been there, almost died. It's straight up so hard to be like, listen, everything you've ever known about your life and the life around you and life itself and the way life works and the way that everything is was a lie. Welcome to the full moon. Okay. What? Yeah, it's too much to unpack. It's too much to unpack. Too much to unpack. I get that. And yeah, question. Oh, your heart's palpitating, buddy. Listen. Hold the chest. It's your heart chakra wants to be open, yeah. Hold your chest where you're. Listen to me. Hold your chest where your heart is with your right hand. And hold your thumb. Hold your left thumb with your left hand. Oh, crack it up. Like, okay. Maybe a roll. Okay. Think green. Release. Yeah, okay. Because here's the thing. You actually don't want to be people's lesson anymore, do you? No, it's not fun after a while. It's like, how many more goddamn lessons do I need to learn? Well, for you, probably that you don't want to be anybody's lesson anymore by never learning your own. And me, be more patient as I teach. That goes so fast. Yeah. It's that Aries and Venus for sure. But the Aries and Mercury is almost even worse. Yeah. Because I'll just say whatever. And then it's like, what? Double back on that. I'm like, sure. What do you want to know? I can elaborate endlessly. So you got to be specific and tell me when to stop. Or when I've said too much. Where did I lose you? I have no idea. I'm like 3,000 words beyond that point. You know, I could type like 3,000 words in like a couple hours. And I don't know what that would mean for the average person who was typing. But it's a lot off the dome. Not type in a couple hours as in transcribe, but like write. Yes. So that's a lot, but that Aries and Mercury, that's fire. It just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. I sometimes can turn my inner monologue off, but the problem with turning off my own inner monologue, which I have mastered. Hey, wait, why are you giving me like, it's like giving me these floaty deja vu, hit me kind of weird, especially because what I was about to say is unclear. You golden boy, you are Leo, or no, you reminded me of so many Leos in my life, or not in my life, but on stream. You're a Sagittarius, I think. Who's all flustered on here? Everybody's so flustered. What was that? It was like I recognized you this time. Oh, golden hair. Something about golden hair. You didn't recognize me. Ah, yeah, okay. Listen, everybody. Let's just, can everybody calm down? Everybody's in their feels. It's like Cancer season, and like stuff's just emotional, and like I don't know what's going on. Because like I question for myself, but I just let myself sit and think about it and feel it and cry about it. I don't give a fuck. Listen to the messages, download my own, decipher through it, work through it. You know, you don't. Yeah. Okay, so correct on both counts then. I'm hearing like you gotta let her go, but you don't. You only have to let someone go if you're unwilling to listen to why they want you to leave. Yeah? That's like, that seems like really bad advice or something, but it's like, sure, your unwillingness to compromise would be a reason to let somebody go. But at the same time, it's like, if you're like, oh, she has a point. Yes, I probably could do that. Yeah, I've been meaning to work on that. Then these complaints are not to be met with, oh, okay, you don't like me, let me just go away, right? If somebody was seeing this. But then rather say, oh, good point. Yeah, yeah, I agree, actually. Like, what the fuck? You're right. Can you keep telling me what you were saying? Sorry, I wasn't really listening the first time. It's like not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's like so many women have endured much worse. And that's just the sad reality of it, right? So if you're sitting here thinking, I have to let her go, I don't know who her is, but I guarantee you that if you came at it with the right approach, it's not about that. But you gotta address these things and know these things before Venus goes into retrograde, which is in 20 fucking days, right? July 22nd. Then it's going to be all shadow love. Like we talked about the shadow self, it's going to be shadow relationships, all the worst things that's ever happened in all of your relationships coming to surface, all of your exes. It'll be like Ramona Fights the Flowers or whatever the fuck. Who the fuck is Ramona Flowers? Is that her fucking name? God, Scott Pilgrim's. Yeah, you think it's so funny. You want to laugh because, oh, look, it's the. Yeah, no, don't misconstrue that. Don't misconstrue that. Don't go and do that. Yeah, yeah. Always, always, always. These are general readings. This is like could hear someone saying it. And here's the other thing: is some people are just straight up toxic. Some people are straight up bad. Some people are straight up not for you. Some people are really always gonna root against you. And should that be the case, then fucking let them. Like, if you're gonna constantly root against me, you're gonna root against me. Like, who gives a shit, right? Impossibly. She's the impossible girl. She's girl impossible, yeah. She's the impossible girl. She's girl impossible, yeah. You know? No, because it's a Lloyd Cole song. Most people fucking don't know. Okay, where's my Scottish people at? Like, not in the chat right now. Can you focus on one thing? No, because everybody's got very contrasting energies. Some of y'all on here laughing at me. Some of y'all trying to learn from me. Some of y'all on here because you got a broken heart and thought you'd get a reading. Some of y'all on here just to admire me, which is weird because you're the creepiest ones because you never fucking say anything. And then I have to sit here and wonder if anyone even digs what I do or if people are just stealing from the stream because that's all it looks like lately. And am I stealing from the greater stream? Is that the whole point? Is that it's not for me? And that's why, as a holy man, you wonder if you're so good at what you do, why are you on the bottom? Why aren't you rich? Why aren't you famous? Why aren't you known for these things if everyone else is that does them? Right. Because you have to think about that because I can sit here and say, yes, objectively, source, it's not mine, is it? I have to go a different way while also focusing on this. It's hard balance. It's a hard balance. That's why the holy men in India have everything brought to them. So they don't have to worry about the conundrum of, you're right, you shouldn't have to pay for spiritual work or spiritual healing, which is why I do some of this for free and appreciate the people who do pay me. But at the same time, do I get frustrated with people talking shit, put me down, saying I need to do this and that, when in reality, had I not buckled down and focused on nothing but spirituality and existentialism for the last 25 fucking years, y'all wouldn't know how to deal with this stuff. Straight up. So I'm never going to have imposter syndrome again. Because no one's going to be able to pull off a lie quite the same way ever again, right? Okay. Yeah. Thank you. It's so cool when people get you. Yeah. No. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, that's the thing. There's 7. There was 5 people when I said that, but there's 7 now. So I'm just saying that's why sometimes when there's only like 1 or 2 people on the stream, it sounds like a personal conversation I'm having with myself or whatever, because it's just me and one person. So if you're ever watching the replay and it sounds very intimate and it sounds like I'm responding to someone and there's no chat, it's because it'll be me and 1 lurker or 2 lurkers, and they know but they don't talk, and so it's weird because it's like awkward because it's like, are you trying to hide your identity? Do you just not want me to know you're a fan? Do you not want to admit that this is where you're getting all this information from? You don't like, it's weird, right? But when it's more energies, like getting to this handful of people, that's why my energy and the conversation bounces around a lot more because it's almost like you're checking in with everybody on the floor, right? Some people are laughing, some people are crying, some people are, needing this or wanting that, or, right, just listening, just playing games. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I should stop calling myself a witch. I thought it was the easiest thing for people to swallow when it came to what I do. It's almost as if they'd be more comfortable with necromancer because it's like, well, I know the word romance. What's that mean? You're like a necrophiliac? No, I do not fuck dead bodies. What the fuck? I have never, nor have I ever wanted to fuck a dead body. I simply talk to and reimaginate dead people. Yeah. Well, how do you do that? How do I know how to improve? Think about a dead loved one, you little nonny. Somebody had a little granny who was probably about 5'3", but that's actually like at her tallest peak. And she was one of those grannies, and she maybe wore a pink bonnet with her white hair. And when she was younger, she always had a flower there because I think her name had May, something about May, not Sarah May, not Kathy May, Caddy May, or something like that. And she used to wear like the long coats and the tights, just classic grandma, 1985. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like a lot more sporadic the more people that are in here and the more questions people have. Especially if it's new people lurking or the regulars on the channel, you know what I'm saying? It's going to really change the conversations. So I feel like people are almost more comfortable with the idea of necromancy because I'm not really doing anything. I'm just working with the dead. And I think part of the deal here is what I'm realizing is doing the work, or I don't know, I just trust it. Like, I don't know, it's when it calls to you, I think, is when it really is beside you, you know. Oh my god, you are going off the rails. Who are you? You are undercover, bro. You are undercover, and I'm not saying undercover like a COP because I'm not calling you a PIG. I was assigned cat at birth, so that's not what this is about. You are number 5. Someone's undercover right now, and I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Actual PD. That'd be weird as fuck. What do you want from me? She wild, card, okay. My bad, dude. Go away. Listen, so the wine. Somebody in the past, somebody, I don't remember if it was like last night's stream or the one before, where I said something about red wine and nobody claimed the red wine. And I haven't had red wine in ages because I realized there's way more tannics in red wine than like pink wines or white wines, but white wines are typically disgusting or way too sweet, so pink it is, yeah? Classy. Red became difficult after my head injury. So anyways, y'all keep... I loved red wine. You have to understand. I had to stop drinking it. It was not by choice. I love red wine. It was just like, it's too much these days. Sometimes you have to like not accommodate to your choices, but adapt. Period. Like, think about this, okay? So if you are my age, in your 30s, right? And I'm a seasoned vet. I'm retired even from the game. Red, red wine, stay close to me. Don't let me be alone. I'll be like on Depakote and be like, I can't feel my legs, so let me just drink red wine about it. It was definitely like that vibe. Somebody's like crying, laughing, or just crying. I feel like somebody's laughing and somebody's crying, or somebody's like crying, laughing. Like, I can't figure out what the energy is, and it might just be like more than one person or something going on like that. But anyways, it is very hard to focus. It's because a lot of unfocused energies, but that's because a lot of people are very confused and everything feels like an unknown, and a lot of foundations were being shaken up, and not just my own, as I discussed last night. Last night was a nice, chill, calm energy. All day my day was a nice, calm, chill energy. I got PMDD. I got my periods coming. I gotta chill. I know myself. I know not to push it. I put that song out. Oh my god, my laptop pissed me off so much. I went first time in a minute, probably once a month these days, right? That's good. That's good. I know. Well, I didn't mean that. I meant that you're faking your identity. Yeah. I know, right? And then I chucked one of my sketchbooks because I was just like, can't chuck the laptop, but I really want to chuck something because like shit is just fucking bothering me. This is the period, of course. I know the frustrations get like, and of course, this is when I got the most testosterone in my body. So I understand that some men have tempers, but they need to recognize that. Yes. So, anyways, chucked it. Then this song sheet fell out. Not a song sheet like you would think music notes song sheet, but song sheet is when I was writing a song. And then oh hey, sorry, yeah, sometimes I just everyone's talking about that dilly dally, but I'm on that lollygag. Okay, chill out, everybody relax. Number 7 coming in hot. That's my yeah. Okay, listen. Okay, all right. Focus. So I was getting frustrated today. This song sheet fell out, and I was like, damn, is all of this because I didn't finish that? Like I said, I was planning to do, and now everything else is fucked up because I didn't do the goddamn song like I said I would. That could check out. That could track. That sheet falling out of the notebook. I was like, damn it. Yeah, I totally get that. Oh, this is so good. Yay. So we're getting harassed tonight. What's up? Necromancy P. Cool. It's like a joke, but it's great. Why? 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 I think you have to ask yourself to some extent why. Why bother with this? Do you want to talk about your hurt and your hatred? Because anonymous screen name, obviously you're one of my enemies. Obviously you're a troll to such a degree that you would bother making a screen name to make fun of me in this moment, just to chat with me, just to troll me. And you haven't said it. No, honey. Necromancy P followed me this minute. And the account was created 1 minute ago. I wasn't talking to you, babe. Sorry. I was digging what you were saying, and this was a disruption to the chat. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So, do you want to talk about what is hurting you so much? Do you want to like discuss your feelings? 'Cause no one knows who you are. Nobody knows you have a secret identity, and that's just my enemy. So, as my enemy, you come here to watch me. Yeah, like come on, just talk to us. Like what's going on? Well, you won't tell us who you are. Will you tell us what's wrong or what your discrepancies are? I don't think they did leave. And so it's just like, what do you want from me? You want my piss? Is that what it is? What do you want? You know what I mean? Like, is this the best way to handle trolls? Is to just like get it before they. What are they gonna do? What are you doing? What are you gonna do? Should I just block the account, you guys? They didn't say anything. Like, why? Why? What? You hear laughter cracking through the walls, it sends you spinning. You have no choice. You want to know what that song was for, this protective element I speak of? I said, you know what? When I sing this song, I'm going to think about all these fucking kids in the world who have been trafficked, sexually abused, or otherwise abused and never got justice and had to deal with their abusers for their whole lives. And for them to never have to seek revenge or get their hands dirty on these motherfuckers, whether they're pedophiles or just abusers, again, and still see justice. If you were really curious what that song is for or what I meant by all that, yeah. So if something happens, I would say that is well deserved for anybody. Don't you think? You think I would put low stakes on something like that? Hell no. If I'm going to say spellbound, it's going to be that. You get what I'm saying? I don't just play around because somebody mean to me and bullying me. I've been bullied my whole life, bro. Do better. You know? Grow up. Right? What is that hatred that you have? Right? Oh, now they're all gone. Now they're all gone. And that's why I had to recognize that some of the people in life never can sit with those thoughts and feelings, and they can never address those things, and they can never understand those things, and they can never see those things. And so it's like funny to me where people think that I'm so petty and I would waste my time being like, oh, I want revenge because someone made fun of me and hurt my feelings and da da da. No, I'm gonna be like, okay, so still a pattern or still attracting this type of person in my life, still in this place, still in this time, still in this mode of life, still having no patience for myself, right? What do I need to do? Let's see. Okay, let's focus. What's really important? When I listened to that song by Susie and the Banshees, this is what inspired me. So I was listening to it and I couldn't really figure out what it was, you know? Um, but she says a couple lines that made me put that intention into that song was when you think your toys have gone berserk, and it's an illusion you cannot shirk. And then also, don't forget when your elders forget, right? And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So especially when it's not kids who get trafficked, but kids who are abused at home. And because most of the time it's someone you know. That's what they'll tell you about sexual assault. And it's the same in childhood as it is in adolescence, as it is as an adult, right? So it's like, where do those patterns stem from? Which side of the pattern are you on? Why do you have those patterns? And how do you move on? How do you cope? How do you move forward? How do you process? Because it is a reality that we have lived with in this world, not even in this country, but in this world for a gross amount of time. And it's something that a lot of us chose to ignore and would casually consume in media or in stories or in history books, but we failed to recognize that it never went away and it never stopped being a big deal. It never stopped being an issue. It never stopped being in the forefront of society as much as we want to pretend like it isn't. Watch Harlots, bro. I never seen Bridgerton. I never seen The Crown. I don't know anything about that shit. Harlots on Hulu. It's only 3 seasons, like 8 episodes of seasons because it's British television. It's goddamn amazing. The outfits are insane. The colors go so hard. Bridgerton ain't shit. Harlots was the OG. Okay, this was like back in, I don't know, way before 2020. Listen, it's so good. They really get into it. They really get into how bad elitism was and how much it was tied to this underage stuff. And we've talked about it going even further back because people are going to sit here and worship. You're going to worship Zeus, the pedophile, the incest pedophile, player, liar, infidel, right? And then tell everyone else who the bad guys are and be like, no, 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 you're not the bad guys. You're the bad guys. I'm sorry. You just said Zeus was the good guy. I'm going to go with you're the bad guy. I'm going to go with you're the fucking pet. I'm sorry, but if you are the one, bro, you may have been worshiping a deity that actually encouraged you to have weird thoughts. You don't know who Ganymede is? Yeah, you should have fucking definitely known that before you started talking about Roman mythology, don't you think? You should have understood why Persephone was going to Hades. Why the fuck would she want to be around her dad, who impregnated her, bro? What the? Yeah, like, what? So why do you think Hades and hell and the underworld is inherently negative just because people die? Everybody dies. Where do you want the dead people to go? Oh, good. Good. Where do you want these dead people to go? They don't want to hang out with Olympus pedophile Zeus either. Like, they were just trying to go somewhere because they died. And Zeus was like, well, up here, we fuck children, and we have multiple wives, and then we have kids with our wives, and then we fuck the kids we have with our wives. Okay, no thank you. I'm gonna go float down the river Styx instead of doing that. The fuck? Like, You have to kind of understand your own history before you come at mine. Before you come at mine. Before you come at mine. Okay? Look at your own before you look at me, bro. You know? Because if you think I should be in a better spot, I should be more successful, I should be on my feet, we've talked about this on the stream. If y'all had no help during COVID, you would have not made it back up so fast either. And the fact that I had injuries that made it impossible for me to work even when people could go back to work. Not to mention mentally recovering and figuring out how to never let that happen again, which so far the only solution is like randomly doing way too much of a fucking spice nut and sitting very still has been the only true testimony to this being something that can be controlled at all. If I got to go out in the world and deal, yeah, I slammed my laptop shut when I was on the phone. Had to get off the phone. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Relatable. But everybody acts like I'm some kind of witch. Well, I shouldn't have said witch. Witches cast spells. I sing songs. I'm a musician, right? Okay, so then think, what are these musicians doing? And then you're like, yeah, see, satanic musicians. Again, why are you concerned about people who dress up like the devil, right? When there's actual pedophiles making music. Why is Drake the #1 selling artist in the world? If him and his boys already had sex trafficking charges in Canada back in 2015, underage girls on the scene, why has he got caught up texting Millie Bobby Brown at the age of 14 about relationships and stuff she can't talk about? And he was seen with taking pictures alone in a room with Bella, whoever the fuck her name was, when she was 16 years old. And then the day she turned 18, they went out on a date. That's grooming. That's disgusting. And y'all are worried about somebody dressed up in a costume? Please. Go worry about things that matter. Go worry about actual criminals. Go catch a real fucking case, bro. Why are you coming at people like me? Why would you bother wasting time just because I'm pretty? Just because you made bad decisions in life and you're mad that I get to be who I am, is what that really is. So once again, go figure out the real problem, okay? Don't be bothering me with it. Don't be bothering me just because you don't get it. Go focus on real shit. You don't want to talk about climate change? Okay, fine, we won't. You don't want to talk about politics? Okay, fine, we won't. You don't want to talk about this or that or this and this? Okay, how about... No, you still think somehow I'm the bad guy. And what did I do to be the bad guy? Again, can you recount? Necromancy P, this whole conversation's directed at you, buddy. Could you please tell me what I did to deserve this? Compared to the actual scum of the earth? Compared to people who actually hurt people, let alone children? People who hate other people so irreverently that they make up account screen names just to harass them and then get so embarrassed when they get confronted that they can't even do the harassing? Okay, so no answers then still, yeah? And everybody's worried about me casting spells. Everybody's so goddamn worried about what I'm doing and me casting spells and I'm a witch and I'm so powerful and I'm fucking make tornadoes, blah, blah, blah. But once again, I don't really do anything. I stay to my own resolve. I leave everyone out of it. Unless I'm like, okay, I love the song Spellbound. I love the song Spellbound. But it is a spellbound. Like, I wasn't going to take that lightly, even if I just wanted to cover a song. I didn't know what her intentions were, so I needed intentions, and I needed them fast. And that's what I thought of because of, once again, the lyrics. Sounds like a child trying to suppress its own memories to me, right? So that's why justice being served without anybody having to do the work is ultimately the goal. Yes. So, like, please be quiet. Please leave us alone. Like, I'm not sacrificing animals. I'm not cutting my wrists open. I told you I'm literally afraid of cutting. The only time I have scars from stabbing my own arm because I literally, like, don't. It was one time. I don't even want to go there, right? Like, don't make me go there. It was against me. It wasn't against anybody. It was me saying, oh my God, I am evil. End it. Now. End it. How do I get to a fucking vein here, bro? Like, I hate getting people caught up in anything. And because I was so blindly magical, powerful, intuition, heightened, sort of necromantic, dead since I was a kid, because I cared about spirituality even back then, is why I'm very knowledgeable and gifted in this field. Yeah, it doesn't show because my goal. No, I totally get it. I totally get it. It happens. It's gotta, it gets what it is. It is what it is. Okay, I get it. You could take the alignment test. I'm chaotic good. Here's the thing. I'm good. That doesn't mean I'm going to be complicit. That doesn't mean I'm just going to follow along and go by all the rules. That's not what that means. I'm going to do what's good and what's right no matter fucking what. Within, of course, my legal bounds, of course, the law. Like, obviously, Gloria, we're not talking about, like, that. You know what I'm saying? Where, like, okay, for example, we're in the library. Somebody's getting bullied in the library. But the rule in the library is be quiet, right? So you see somebody getting bullied. And you're like, well, lawful good says to be quiet in the library. So the lawful good thing to do here is to be quiet. Chaotic good is like, I don't give a fuck where I am. I don't give a fuck if you tell me to be quiet. If I see that shit going on, I'm gonna get loud in this motherfucking library. Chaotic good. So, and then like true neutral would be, or no, lawful neutral would be like not questioning laws at all, which we should. Who wrote these laws and who were they written for and when were they written? We have to be questioning these things. We need updates, okay? We do. We need updates from all of you. Literally, like everybody needs to look at the text, the books, the everything. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bibles. I can't really speak on any religions outside of Christianity, but I'm sure it applies tenfold because from what I hear certain things about certain religions, I'm like, y'all base that shit off pedophilia? You realize that? Like, that ain't not really any better than what the Romans were doing, but okay. Whatever you say about, okay, 14-year-olds, that's not it's not uncomfortable. Okay. No, hey, nothing wrong with the modern practices. But at the same time, what is it rooted in? And why do you have so much shame on what everybody else is doing when you should have shame in that? Like, you should have shame in, yeah. So kind of like dig back and kind of think, why is this all relevant to me? What is happening in life? What are all these emotions coming up tenfold, right? Well, maybe you need to realize that the people in your life didn't love you as much as you thought they did, because now when you lose love, it feels different. Because all of a sudden, whereas before, when you got the same love that you always got and it went away, it didn't bother you because you had an abundance of that love. But when you have true, like, 405 frequency love from a person who understands what love is and how to express it and how to show it and interpret it and understand it, right? When that goes away, all you see is the lack of love that was the love you were getting. Okay, that's tough. That's tough, no matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody wants to think, right? Because they're scared of this or that, or think I have a fucking piss fetish because you can't make jokes about pee anymore to full-grown adults. This is not a fucking ukulele moment. This has nothing to do with children. It's just like, this just seems like, y'all just being personal here. I'm gonna block it. They've said nothing. They're getting the block and ban the necromancy P. They had 15, almost 15 minutes, um, to like defend. Oh, almost 20 minutes to defend themselves, and they couldn't. So that's no, nothing. We're not getting anything out of them. Yep, bitches. I let them watch for like 20 minutes. They had nothing to say because they started to really think about what the fuck they were doing and how fucking absolutely pathetic it truly was, because their little magic tricks aren't working on me and they can't figure out why. So they want to be a discrepancy in my life. They want to make an appearance, an annoyance, and da 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 da. Is that circus music or something? Oh my god. Day in the life. I woke up, got out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. So, they get to see my face. They get to, like, it's all on the internet, it's all a live stream. I feel very comfortable defending the things I say because I'm also very flexible in what I say and realizing that I don't always say the right thing. I'm not always. Okay, this might actually be a person. Sorry, Dre. What's going on? I got worried. This account was made September of 2022, so I think this was just a coincidence that they followed in this moment. I hope. Hi. Hi. Woo! I thought you were a fucking troll, dude. I'm so sorry. I literally just banned and blocked an account. And they didn't even troll me. They just like made the account to troll me, and then it didn't work, I guess. And I got scared that you were just another account they made, so yeah. This is literally the conversation we've been having for the past 2 days. But I keep having to sidebar and talk to my enemies for some reason on blast. It's so uncomfortable. Because I've learned who I am and myself and why I did the things that I did. And I've been very apologetic to people. Um, I don't know, probably 6. And others do not feel that way. They don't want to accept my apology because it would require them to have growth and change in themselves. And that's very hard to cope with or deal with because they don't want to do it and they don't want to admit that I've already done it. They don't want to admit that I've done something they haven't done or really can't do. Unwillingness to change is something you can't do, right? Like, if that's your unwillingness to change and you're stubborn and you don't want to compromise, then you can't do it, right? Like, you can't do it. So I can do something you can't do. And I can do it bleeding too. That's crazy. And then you want to talk about spells. How much blood have you spilled from your own womb? And how much of that were you focused? And how much how much blood from someone else's womb have you consumed or got on you? Yeah. Okay. So stop talking about me doing anything. You needed to be stopped and realized what you were doing. It doesn't have to be blood. It can be the creative juice of the mother nature of the ovulation, right? You don't have to make a baby to create things. Y'all need to understand what you're doing when you have sexual relations. You're participating in, you guessed it, sexual magic. Ba-ba-ba-bam. Big fucking prize. Where is your mind when you do these things, right? So what did I do? What is this? Somebody cut themselves or something? You were just trying to bloodlet because they were so mad that I did something and blah 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 blah. No, I didn't. I fucking didn't. What the fuck are you doing? Somebody about to get their hand cut off? What the fuck's going on? Yeah, I don't even have tarot cards out right now. Obviously you missed your message because as soon as you came in, that was like the thing that came to mind. But also we have to roll the ads in 10 minutes. Um, Thank you. I also don't have any specific pronouns, so it's really cute that you said they. Like, you chose they. Most people don't choose they. I feel like I could pull off being non-binary. I love being a divine femme, and I think that women like me make history. But I also feel very androgynous and like I don't really align with anybody enough to be categorized in any of them. And so they kind of works in that sense. But really like a Xerox machine. Basically, I'm just a thing. I'm just, here I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just a, a guy. Not a guy. I'm a guy, but I'm not a guy. I'm a guy. Yeah, go on the website. You can listen to my music for free. And I might pull out some tarot cards. I forgot what deck I was wanting to use tonight. You're my guy too, dude. Thank you. I love all my guys. Even my hater troll guys who just want to do nothing but harass me for some reason. Because they think I do so much magic on them because they're obsessed with me. But like, I'm sorry you looked at a picture of me. Sorry you heard me sing. Sorry if you made it any further than that, God forbid. I'm an amazing person. I'm sorry you can't recognize it because you're scared of all the labels that other people put on me or that I try to assimilate to. Once again, I don't give a fuck who gives a fuck, man? I don't just sit here and do witchcraft all day. I'm a philosopher, right? It's like really weird. It's like who's doing it? It's like harassing anyone is weak, and that's why I understand. Like I used to have behaviors that were like harassment, but I'd come down and be like, "Why the fuck did I do that? I need to like leave town and cool off and not talk to anyone." And then the PMDD would come back, and it's this very harassing behavior again, and you're like, "Why did I do this again?" And I had to go through that, a lot. Not like this. Like I never like made secret accounts to harass people online as much as I would like harass people directly, like straight to them. And again, it's probably in part because I was always a channel and a diviner and intuitive and didn't realize it. But a huge factor, I have many things, a huge factor was the PNDD being completely unchecked, unnoticed, and just like me being unaware of what that even was. And it was like, whoa, bro, like that's crazy. Like crazy. I just like nobody did anything about it ever. It was like people were too scared to. And there would be times I like people don't think I'm strong or big or whatever. But I'm telling you, man, I don't know if it's the PMDD or the autism, but I'm very strong when I'm such a you won't like me when I'm angry bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it's like the Hulk, but a little bit it is. So if I'm telling y'all that I got a handle on this and I'm coping with this, I don't know, dude. You know what? This is something I've been tripping on for the past few days, and why I was getting a little insecure and talking about this on stream last night is because I think I always realized my intuition was really good, and I think a lot of people in my life, from like family to friends to teachers to loved ones to strangers to anybody, religious figures, because I was in Catholic school, I think I always knew my intuition was good. I think a lot of other people knew my intuition was good. And I think they inevitably had to lie to me a lot growing up. I think some people do the lying intentionally because they want to keep control over the thing that allows people to siphon in and hear others and be intuitive and connect to a higher power or God or source, or to be able to have these gifts and talk to people the way that I do. I think there are some people who are well aware of this but want to convince others it's not true so they can hold the power over this. So they can keep the domain that they have and the real estate that they occupy in people's minds while also denying the ability to do it, right? Damn. So I always trusted my intuition a bit more than other people, like a bit more than I trusted what other people said to me because I never let it go. But it didn't help cope. Well, no, because I'm not even talking about things. I'm not even talking about lying about what you're doing type of thing. I'm talking about the same instance. Okay, I'm gonna use this story. I'm gonna use the names. Tim and Tom, okay? These are fake names, but this is a real story. So I was at a party, and I had met this woman who was married, and I had done a tarot reading for her, but I had not met her husband, so I had not done a tarot reading for him. But I saw them together at some point in the night. We waved. And then later in the evening, I was drinking, and I saw him. So I had not formally met this man. She maybe said his name in passing. But I kept going, Tim, Tim, Tim. And I'm waving right at him. And he's like, I'm like, yeah, hey, Tim. I mean, I know your wife. And he goes, well, my name is Tom, but my dead brother's name is Tim. My bad, dude. I got more drunk for some reason. I panicked, Okay, so instances like that kind of lying. If I say, Tim, 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 you go, wrong guy, I'm Tom. And you lie, because I did not get the wrong guy. I got your guy. I got your brother, bro. That's your brother. What are you talking about? Don't lie. I don't know what you're talking about. Nope, not him. Oh, I want to talk to my uncle. Oh, was his name such and such? No. Oh, so who's such and such? My cousin. You don't think that was the name I said? That's ridiculous. You can't lie about that. Okay? Don't lie when the intuition's on point, right? So I'm not talking about people lying to me like, oh yeah, it's fine. Like, you're okay. I don't mind. You can be here. Or I'm going to do this. Or, oh, we're just going to step out for a second. Like, I don't mean lies about what you are doing, even though those are also, depending on what exactly you're doing, can be considered equally treacherous. But lying to me about my intuition is where it's like, you best not do that. Try not to lie, right? Hi, baby. How's it going? So it's the intuitive lies. Like, oh, I've never been on Twitch before. Then why do you watch my stream every single time I stream if you've never been on Twitch? And why the fuck would you come and say it to me? Don't fucking say it to someone else. Don't lie to my intuition, right? You can lie to me as a person and I have to believe you, but if you lie to my intuition, there will be consequences for you. And I will still believe you, and I will still trust you, and I will still say, okay. It's been pretty accurate up until this point, but if you're going to say I'm wrong, I guess I'm going to be wrong. And then you, lo and behold, you know damn well I'm right. That's the lie. Yeah, buddy. So, online bitch coming at you like a bulldozer. I don't remember that. It was bad. I used to write like such vile raps, and that's why I know like a lot of the harassment I get is stuff like I would think or say. Like I said, I never like went online and trolled random strangers when they were doing stuff, but I probably fucking like catcalled somebody or whatever. So I'm not saying I'm impervious and perfect and don't have flaws and haven't made these mistakes before. I never said that. That's what makes me accountable. It's what makes me capable, and what makes me perfect for being the person who helps you from being that way. It does indeed take one to know one, you know what I'm saying? Because that's on both ways. That's for both things. That's what makes it so tricky, so scary. Okay? Because you're like, damn, I didn't think that was going to be me. But then you're like, oh my God, I should have known. I did see it coming, actually. Why'd you lie? Because you got freaked out, right? But, no, I get it. Okay, we gotta roll these ads. I got 30 seconds and I have to take a piss. Necromancy pee! Does anybody want to pay me to piss in a cup so you can drink it later? Do you want to pay extra and I'll pee right in your fucking mouth? Fuck off, bitch. I drank coffee all day. And probably some blood in it, okay? Sorry, I've literally never done that. I don't know what people think. Like, if I say something, it doesn't necessarily mean it's true, and it doesn't necessarily mean that I wouldn't. It's not free content. I'm not peeing right now, right? Okay, you guys, I gotta go. Thank you, Momo, for the gift of subs. 69 degrees out. Okay, we're not staying in sexy mode. Go find a better place to be if that's what's on your mind, folks. Go away. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all cool. So anyways, what's up though? Like, how are we doing? How was every 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1? I think people. Wow. People blow my mind. People blow my mind. That's definitely like not the words. I think it's help me lose my mind, but like rather not help you lose your mind. I'd rather help you find it, right? Listen. Just because we are the same age, just because we're from the same place, just because we are the same anything, does not mean that we have the same experience. No matter how similar our experience is, it does not mean that you are going to automatically be on the same level as me. It does not mean that because where I'm at is where you are going to be at. If you think you can take my teachings, if you think I don't know, if you think it's cool to do, it's not, and it's not going to work for you. It's going to end badly for you. You may get your riches, you may get your money, you may turn your little magic tricks. I offered, and you went a different way. I'm shocked sometimes who ends up being my enemies. I don't even think they mean it to be. You know what I mean? But classically, it's sad to see that it is your own friends and the people you think are in your corner that are the ones who... Aw, thank you guys. Well, I know you didn't mean my version, but I'm glad that that's on your mind. I covered that one super based the other day. I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna cover a song. And I put my music on shuffle, and that was like the first song to come up. And I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. I've been singing this for a long time. Thank you. Fucking hope not. Again, it's like people who watch my stream with the intention of like doing tarot and stuff, and then don't admit they watch my stream, don't promote my stream, don't tell anyone else they watch my stream, don't even tell people that they're friends with me, don't even tell people they talk to me, but constantly want to get information off my stream to learn how to be like me. Because they want to be me. Not because they want to be like me, not because they want to learn from me, because they want to be me. Listen, it's my intuition. We just talked about how on point is it. And if I start putting the pieces together, it don't take long these days, right? It don't take long these days for me to put pieces and pieces and pieces. Great. Okay. I wish anybody did. Thanks. Okay, yeah. It's like this weird swanky piano version. I found like some random piano. With your feet on the air and your head on the ground. The thing for me with my music is like I am doing it all on GarageBand, which is an upgrade compared to my broken Yeti mic in Audacity. I at least do more fun things and it sounds a little more polished than it did before. So I've been using GarageBand lately. And I like to just do kind of like one take if possible. And I'll do the take a few times. I've explained this on stream before, right? I'll do the take a few times, but I still am only using one take all the way through. So I'll just use the one that sounds the best, or I'll layer the ones that sound okay together, if that's the case. But yeah, I just will do it again and again and again until I get a good take, until I get like the one I want, Um, yeah. So that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Gotta recognize where the interference is and understand what it is and like kind of see it for what it is. And yeah, making music is a process. Making love's even harder. You got bars too. Oh gosh, I don't know. I got quiet, right? I guess too many people got too much on their mind, or I started to think about my own life and was like, I don't like making sense out of stuff. Y'all should never keep me in the dark. Did you hear the armpit go off? I like fucking hit it so hard. I was like, squeeze. Somebody's about to get that squeeze, man. Oh my god, bro. What the fuck? Don't leave me in the dark because I operate in the dark. That's how I do what I do. I close my eyes. I go to the matrix, right? I go where all the lights are off. Puh. I'm a creature of the night. I stay up. I'm nocturnal. Don't you leave me in the dark. I belong there. Oh, my God. I don't like when I have to put things together myself. I sleep during the day, during the winter. It's so much harder in the summertime when I'm like, I love this weather. It's hot, right? Sun's up. It's nice. Vitamin D, baby. And lately I've had very broken sleep patterns. It's crazy. Okay, y'all, listen. I don't even want my messages. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Good God, y'all. God is good. Because guess what? Patience is a virtue in which I sought and I have found. Oh, yeah, we've discussed the lucid dreams, going to astral planes and things very much so on this channel. So, anyways, I feel like y'all have a lot on your mind. There is a lot going on. But I would like to say that if you fuck with me, you better do it out loud and you better do it now before it's way too fucking late. Because God's on you. God's got you. God's got me too. So I know God's got me. And that's why when I say, God, I really don't want to, but I will anyways. God says, don't worry about it, baby. But when y'all say, God, I want. Not the same. Not the same. God's got me. God's got you too. But did you get God? But did you get God? When you looked at me with eyes of envy and said, oh my God, I want to be her. I want to be like her. I want to be what she's doing. Ew. Ew. Sorry if I used to feel that way when I was like a child and looking up to like pop stars on my walls. Like, what the fuck? Sorry, like when I was 14, I thought like the fucking juniors in high school were so cool and artsy. And they were like the it girls. Like, I don't know. Like, that's so weird. Okay. So, do I deserve it on some level? Probably. Was I 30 when it was me? No. Still gotta learn the lesson because ever since then, people have been doing it back to me and I didn't notice. Yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in, lot to chew. I don't know. Sometimes I do get overwhelmed, but I think I'm learning how to get overwhelmed. Crying helps because it releases a lot of energy. So if other people's energy is bothering me, crying helps a lot. But people get sick of crying. But if they have really funky energy, it's hard for me to stop. If I'm alone and not talking to anyone, I don't cry as much. I'll get build-ups, intensity of hormones or just kinetic energy. But crying, I think, number one. Which most people aren't even willing to cry. So I'm sorry, but you'll never get to where I am at if you can't cry about it. That's what makes me inherently slightly less evil than the average person, and the reason people find me even more intolerable than the average person. Because I have emotional release, because I'm actually pretty emotionally apt, despite what people may say. Just because I have a logical disposition on things doesn't mean that I can't use emotional adaptability. It's called wise mind, bitch, and autism. Come on, man. So, patience is a virtue I seek because the thing is, every month I had to tell myself something, and PMDD is why I have patience. Have you heard the book yet? I feel like I don't have any new pages, but it almost feels worth reading the book tonight. The one I'm writing, not Be Here Now. Maybe we'll do it a little bit. I don't feel like reading Be Here Now. I almost feel like reading my writing because I questioned whether or not I should be the one writing this book the other day. I was like, maybe my intuition is a lie. Maybe everybody could do this. Maybe da 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 da. Okay, well, maybe it's just jealous bitches wanting to interfere with everything I got going on all the goddamn time, huh? Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well, okay, and I. The thing is, all right, fine. Fine, 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 fine. I'm going there tonight. I'm going there tonight. I'm going there tonight. I am going to explain something to you guys. I am going to tell you how I came to realize that I have way more patience than I really did, right? I am going to show you how I recognize patience and how I learned it and how hard it was to really accept not only that I have patience, but that some things are waiting. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's great. It's gravy. I've been saying gravy a lot on the stream only. Who's holding my face like a baby? Are you trying to shut me up? No, it doesn't. It feels more endearing than that. It feels like maybe somebody's sleeping like this or something, laying down, like holding them their faces and sleeping like this, something like that. If somebody wants to like grab my face and kiss it or something. Cheers if that's the case, bitch. You hear laughter cracking through the walls, it sends you spinning. You have no choice, you hear laughter cracking through the walls, it sends you spinning. You have no choice. Patience. Patience. I'm gonna tell you all a story. And if you know me, or you know the situation, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I'm not gonna say what it is that who or anything, okay? And I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, and I'm not trying to put words in anybody's mouth, and I'm not trying to say something was, something it isn't. This is all just my intuition slash best guesses slash actual evidence that I didn't recognize at the time. Because while I've been able to talk to dead people my whole life, as long as I've been praying to Jesus, which is since I was like 3 years old, I literally went to Catholic preschool in a fucking nunnery. So that's like where I met my, whatever. So that's like how it all really started. Was praying. You want to talk spell casting? I'm Catholic. That's like the most witchy thing about me is that I'm Catholic and I go in church and drink blood and eat the body of Christ. And then y'all are like, oh, she's a witch. She sacrifices babies to Satan. Excuse you, but the Catholics are the one, Christians even, are the ones dunking babies into water, risking their lives. Want to talk about sacrificing babies? You're doing something that could literally kill them. So, like, what are you talking about? Leave me out of it, okay? Being Catholic is the witchiest thing about me. Thank you. Anyways. 10 years ago, it was way more than 10 years ago. Many years ago. I was probably 18 years old. And I met someone who I still don't really know, okay? And at the time, I was excited to meet them, but they had, well, then it's like this piano version. I was just going along with the piano. Made it up. I practiced it 3 times before I recorded that. So I didn't know all the words to it either. So that's why it's like bottom tier cover, but I actually think it turned out pretty good for that being. Yeah. That's the thing. I was like, it's just gonna be boring if it's a straight cover and I just use the instrumental. Okay. Same. Feed me, I'm stoned. I can remember what the doorman says. Feed your head. Feed your head. Okay. Cool. Hell yeah. I can only feed your head. Good. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We in a vibe. We got the vibe. And now we wanna go for a ride. We got Elliot in the spot with the drive. We could go all fucking night. Why? 'Cause we got vibes. Baby, this is our tribe. Do you wanna get a little high? Do you wanna continue right now? Okay, so anyways, I met someone. I was very enthused to meet them. And they probably had no idea who I was. Theoretically, right? As far as I know. And then I fucking do things like watch True Blood and I'm like, hold up. Okay, please tell me it's fine. Please tell me that's not true, but if it is true, it's fine. Like, totally joking, right? Totally joking, right? I'm totally joking, right? I'm totally joking. Totally joking. Okay. Because I could see how, like, a necromancer, since the age of 3, would raise suspicions for people, right? I could understand that when I was going lucid dreaming, and now I believe that's astral planes, and I was a child. That's pretty impressive, and I might meet people that way. Alright, so if I'm meeting someone who's very experienced in that realm, and I'm very novice at the time, I was 18, right? And I was excited to meet them, and they were confused when they met me. I never forgot it either, because it was the craziest. I was with Shiva that day. Weird, broken, you know? And I don't know if it was the deity or if it was me. Oh, cool. Yeah, I don't know who that is. But they looked at me like they were confused. Like they were like confused, right? And asked my name, and I told them my name, and they were like, "Is that who you are? Who you are right now?" And I'm like, "No, that's who I am." Okay, so like maybe the name thing was also kind of a tell, but I have a very oddly specific name, so I never got the answers to this either, by the way. I didn't think anything of it in the moment. It meant nothing to me in the moment. I had no idea who I was. I knew a lot, but that's what the book entails, right? I knew a lot, but not that much to know who I was. Okay. So, okay. So, yeah. So, please, whoever wants to be with me, be with me. I will get to them. I was telling an anecdotal story. I'm sorry if it's losing people. I was trying to explain probably too many things. It was a question of patience, but it's also a teaching of the teacher and guru, like we discussed with Be Here Now. And it's also time travel, and it's also beautiful, and it's also everything. So if we could chill out before we listen, the story's relevant to whoever it is that's asking for something. Yes, so let's cue in. Plot twist, I'm Q. Yeah. It's so fucking funny. They're like referencing fucking I'm going to hell for this. Like that fucking trash ass Helter Skelter book I wrote back in the day. That's so fucking funny. That'd be terrifying if it was true. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Okay, so going back, I was 18. I met this person, very unexpected, very cool. I was excited. They were confused. It was whatever. Parted ways. Came back to visit, okay? Came back to me in the form of, oh, remember that day? Sure. Remember that person? Yeah. Remember that thing? Right. It wasn't until I had a dream about them like a year. No, look, somebody does not want me to say it. Somebody doesn't want me to talk about this. I don't know. I don't know. What is that? It's not a no. It's not a no. Somebody was really entranced. Yeah, go, go. Somebody doesn't want to hear it, but doesn't want me to stop telling it. Somebody doesn't want to listen to this story, but wants me to tell the story. Yeah, they gotta look away. They can't listen to this part because that's so cute. Is that what that is? I don't know. That's so weird, dude. Um. Anyways, so didn't think much of it till a year later, back in the fucking lucid dreaming astral planes, right? And of course, there was a few interactions that were very awkward because once again, I was still only like 18, 19 years old. And I had no patience or understanding for anything, but I knew. I knew. That was the whole point of the book I'm writing, right? At this point, I was like, no, I know this is something. I know better than to not go where I'm called. I know when to show up for things. I know when something's something, you know? I know. I know my intuition, right? So I'll go. Yeah, go towards that. Always been like that. But I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know what it meant, and I didn't know really how good my intuition truly was at the time, yeah? So some people would say, ah ha ha, you got played, you got Pied Piper, okay? Yeah, maybe. 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 But anyways, I learned a lot, didn't I? Yeah? So anyways, I met this person a long time ago. We stayed in touch over the years, barely, vaguely, whatever. A lot of mutual friends, a lot of same circles, saw each other a lot over the years, right? And I kind of have always been a mess. Like, if you do know me, or you know anything about me, reputation, 33333, God forbid. I don't know why people act all surprised about the stuff I do, as if like not everyone had already seen my tits by the time I. Oh my God, right? So like what? It was always me. It was always this. It was always like, the fuck did anybody want me to do, man? I got conned into it as a fucking adolescent. Like, what difference does it make at this point? In this day and age, it's just even more okay and acceptable. So fuck off if you think this is like this is basically like I've been more on the hippie train of free love and free nudity type end of things since I was 18. But it's no less the same sentiment now, isn't it? I'm not overly sexual, overly graphic. Sometimes I say stuff, and what I do in the bedroom is a lot different than the content I make. I'm sorry if people are really wondering about that. It's first of all creepy. Second, go look for yourself. Third, really, yeah, probably not what you're thinking. You're really thinking that much about it. I pretty much no. Okay, so, anyways, um, uh, patience, right? So I've never been hinged, never been cleaned up, never been straight pathed or narrow or spot on. Never had my ducks in a row or at the pond. I was just always that kind of person. And now I know that's because I had PTSD so badly from whatever has happened throughout my life that I had PMDD, which I knew nothing about and had no way to control or cope with because I didn't know what it was and because it took up so much of my time in my life and was on a cyclical schedule and still didn't make sense to me and still couldn't figure it out and still got misdiagnosed 100 million times before now. Okay. So everybody knows that about me. That's why people are still hating on me, because I can sit up here and speak so calmly. And they're like, she's not calm. Watch this. She'll get mad. I can rile her up. You'll see her bad side. Da 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 da. Bitch, I work fucking hard to not be like that anymore. I avoid scenes like that. People like you, situations and relations that are even slightly of abuse these days because I don't like bringing out that side to me. I actually used to just be in defense mode, and that's why I had people who were on offense mode would come towards me, right? Perfect. Defense versus offense. Boom. Love it. I'm a ref now. I'm so sorry. I actually retired from the motherfucking game. I'm good. How are you? I retired from the game and I'm a ref now. I don't even play anymore. I'm so sorry you came here to try to get me to fight and stuff. And it's like, I don't really like, but I don't want to. Yeah, we were just singing to you earlier, right? Yeah. So a lot of the hate and stuff I get on here, that's what that is. I know that's what it is. It's people just wanting to test me because they can't see me as the human I am now. They just remember all these scarring, dramatic moments that I was a part of, experienced, or gave to them. Yeah. Or participated in. Perfect. So I encourage people that know me to watch my stream. They don't. Okay. Then they want to call me by the wrong name. Then they want to ask me what I'm doing. Then they want to know about me. Then they want to say what's going on in my life. Then they want to judge what I do. Then they want to question everything about me. Dude, watch the fucking stream then. It's not hard. What the fuck? I ain't gotta fucking beg anybody, but quit coming at me and acting some type of way like you don't know what I got going on. Da, 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 da. Listen, anybody can fucking know, yeah? It's all on a page. And like, that is the beauty of it, yeah? Let it wash away. Who cares? Okay? Whoa. Look at that. Quiet. Everybody just got on the same frequency. Everybody was like, oh shit, is that the answer? It's just those three, right? And at the end of the day, there is no lines and there is no limits to where one thing starts and another quits. That's just it, is where does the line begin? When does it end? Because it's like, it could just be a feeling, it could just be this experience, it could just be this one chemical that ties us all together, 3838. And I totally get that, okay? And you don't have to bring everybody in. But we all have to interact with one another anyway. And I don't really believe like y'all are so stuck on a page that you think without that page you can't have it, but you can, okay? And using that tool to get it is what makes you fake. And that's why you studied me for the last 13 years instead of talk to me, isn't it? Okay. Why is this a factor in my life so much? I don't know, because I ask a lot of questions. I've always kept journals. I write things down. I ask questions to myself, but I'll ask them out loud. I'll raise my hand in class. I'll start conversations. I'll answer to people too. What's with this weird energy of people observing me and not wanting to admit to it, dude? Screams of envy, screams of jealousy, screams of conspiracy, screams of paranoia, screams of a lot to deal with. But you could just as much ask yourselves those questions. Why do you silently lurk here? You can't answer any better than I can. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Yes, that's perfect. Okay. Um, so what screams? You hear laughter cracking through the walls, it sends you spinning. You have no choice. You hear laughter cracking through the walls, it sends you spinning. You have no choice. Follow in the footsteps of my. Yeah, that was one of the covers I did. I put out 2 versions of that song today because the first take I did singing it yesterday was so beautiful to me that I was like, I'm just gonna put this out, but I'm gonna make it creepy. Cool. So anyways, now that we got some of the lurkers gone, because they're like, yeah, why do we watch if we can't even admit we're watching? That is weird. We're gonna go. Okay. And instead of admitting that they were watching. Or maybe somebody else started that they wanted to see. Good. Me too. I just been putting out random cover songs because I'm like, fuck it. I don't play instruments. I really wish I had a band to play with so I can make some of the originals that I write and have written in my head. Oh, gotcha. LOL. Been there, done that. Don't really happen too much to me anymore. Y'all want to know how I did it? You have to listen. Nobody wants to listen to me because they're like, your life sucks, and it always has. And it's like, yeah, because I've overcome a lot, including breaking 32 bones at the same fucking time, bro. 16 of them in my back, 35 staples in my head. Here I am, walking amongst the living rather than the dead. That's pretty impressive. Could you slow your roll on the judgment? Sorry you didn't know about it. You could have known about it. I've been talking about it on stream basically since I've been streaming, which was shortly after the accident. Sorry you couldn't be bothered to know anything about my life, pay attention to what I do, or consume any of my content. If you felt left in the dark, once again, I practice in the dark. What do you think this is? Okay. Okay, bitch! People really lurking heavy on the stream. And people think that they do things to make it less obvious, but oh my god, do they make it more obvious? Made it so obvious that I actually am pissed now. Instead of just thinking, nah, not them. They couldn't possibly do that. No, why would they do that? They wouldn't. They wouldn't. The scar on my leg is different. But yeah, okay. I don't remember the scar on my leg coming up really, unless you saw it in a picture or something. So sorry, I have these like weird pants on and my period's coming. So I'm just having some cramps. Applying a little pressure on it kind of helps when you don't want to just take anything because they haven't really started yet, you know, so you can't really take anything. But anyways, no, you're fine. It's obviously not y'all. Y'all are very open about fucking with me and being on this chat and stuff. Gotcha. Okay. The scar on my leg wasn't related to the same accident. But anyways, people could know about my life and they choose not to know, and then they want to ask me and play dumb, and it's weird because I'm like, I know you're lying, but I guess I'll play along with you, even though I know you're lying. So why are we doing this? Why are you being a fake ass bitch? Why you fucking think you can get away with it? Why do you just have fun lying to people? That's a really weird habit. And okay, I had a brief stint in high school where I was like, I'm just gonna lie as much as I possibly can. I guess I told so many lies in a matter of 2 months that I still get lied to this day. So if y'all think you're really worth me seeking revenge on, it's absolutely nope. And if you think that I would ever do a come to me spell for real, absolutely nope. And if you ever think I'd cut a cord, oof, I am considering it just to free people of me because I know it's freaking them out and they want to. But I avoid doing anything too drastic, too heavy, too measured, or without a lot of thought and a lot of consent for this reason. It's very powerful. My resolve is very powerful. I wanted to know. I wanted the path of enlightenment. I wanted to be like Siddhartha. I don't know why. It's just how I always was. It was not the drugs. It was probably the Catholic school. It was probably the Jesus teachings. I have been spiritual. I wanted to be a nun when I was like, I probably can. I have done it. Um, and it works, and I always tell people what they're signing up for, but personally, I just don't do it for myself. And there's got to be an exchange of energy, or you will end up owing me if you don't pay me or give me a fair trade. I definitely did a come to me spell, or not. I shouldn't even call it a come to me spell. I did a full blown love ritual to get somebody back for someone once, just because I'd never done it before. I was really young, and it worked. It worked. I just naturally have always known what the fuck to do. And it worked, but I never did one again, really, because I just don't really believe in it. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to know if I could do it. And yes, the answer is I could. Yes, I can. Okay. Yeah. What's your excuse for the July meal, hot dogs? Why do you sound full of yourself? Oh, you shouldn't feel full of yourself for paying attention to what people say. Right. Yeah. Right. 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 That's why sex is tricky. You gotta be really honest about your intentions, but also I kind of know what people are thinking when I'm with them. So it's like, okay, I guess you can lie to me, or like maybe you're really good at pitching your thoughts or something, but okay. It'd be fucking weird if you even were aware I was doing it. And that's a whole other thing to unpack, so yeah. Listen, let's keep going. I want to respond to what you said with my own anecdotal experience at the moment, where I am very quick to see, know, understand, give, and receive love. Very quick. Aries and Venus, Aries and Mercury. Psychic energy, intuitive, right? I basically will be able to see stuff play out in front of me without it actually happening. I know if I'm going to get along with someone. I know if I'm going to love someone. I know if I would want to be with someone almost immediately, which is annoying because then it's very hard to calm down. It's very hard to stop myself. It's very hard to, tell people that I can only meet them where I'm at or where I see it going truly in that way. And so if I see it going further, okay, it's like, whoa, I don't even know how to get to that place. I don't go to those places. I don't usually even see those things with anybody. So, well, that's freaky, right? So, whoa. But of course, I can never, I never get it because most of the time I'm somebody's lesson or learning a lesson, learning a life lesson, recognizing things for what it is. It's far from being fantasy or delusionment as much as I've always had foresight. So it's a pretty good guess of how it would play out and why I would feel a certain way or whatever. Because everybody upon that first meeting has given me different feelings. It's like all I don't know how to explain. I've had so many encounters that were like I don't know. Some people want to or have experienced love at first sight. I am a first sight person. It ain't always gonna be love that you see, okay? Like sometimes the first thing I see is like, whoop, danger. And am I Sookie Stackhouse? Yeah. Do they call Sookie Stackhouse a danger whore? Yeah. Okay. Am I? don't, I don't often call myself that. I don't think I'm that bad. I feel like I know such wild people that I don't think I'm that wild, but he does say wild card right here, so I totally hear what you're saying. I totally hear what you're saying. Right? So I get it. Um, yeah. So I have to be patient with people who are completely out of touch with their psychic side or completely unexpecting me to know so much or see so much or understand so much or be so connected so deeply so quickly. It's inevitably going to happen because that's how I happen. That is my happening. And if you get intimate with me and you get close to me, I will see it. And so I've seen people, not care about me or screw me over, have weird thoughts, and I'm thinking I'm paranoid. And I'll stop and say, "Oh, I was just had this weird thought. You and da 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 da," and they're like, "No, no, no, of course not." Okay, so if someone's having good thoughts, I'm like, "Really?" And then they're like, "No, I would never think that." Okay, never mind. Ow, why? Okay. Weird you would lie in your head and not out your mouth, bro. That's so weird. Impressive, though. Would love to know more about those skills. Is that true narcissism is actually a fucking superpower? Or is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's impressive. If you can, like, get in there and you can lie, you know what I'm saying? Like, you pitch your thoughts to be lies and then you say what the actual truth was. That's impressive, dude. That's fucking impressive. So, anyways, um, who isn't? I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Like, I just don't get to be anything because vampires aren't fucking real. Cool. Suki Stackhouse, so she never met Bill Compton, is so fucking annoying. So, patience, okay? We're going back to patience. 222 on the time. That got a little distracted, and I feel like we were like, it's like airing laundry, but it's like you said, they're probably intimidated. Is because people have a really, like, they can't talk to me, and they'll come on here, they want answers, they want to ask me stuff. It's the craziest thing, because it's like, can't you just ask me, bro? And they're like, why? We want everyone to know? Why do you want everyone to know? It's so weird. Well, no, I'm not just trimming anyway. Reading the minds of people I have a good connection with is more painful. How do I explain that? Reading the minds of people you have a bad connection with and they lie about the connection is pretty painful for sure. That too. Yeah. Well, because people get intimidated, so it's like, wow, it's rare that people just feel and have positive thoughts, and I same around them, and maybe something changes or they get scared and they back away, or I do something and it's whatever, but rare I get the comfort of that. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Um, I smell gasoline. I don't know if somebody's getting gas, like got me on the earbuds or something. Or maybe they are a mechanic or driving. Hopefully not doing anything nefarious with that gasoline. Maybe throwing it on a fire, which is so silly. Just make a fire, get some fucking wood, be a man. I don't know. Um, I just said a really creepy dog, you guys. What if somebody was trying? That's so weird. Okay. Creepy. People just projecting thoughts just to see how to handle them. Oh, that feels real. What the fuck, man? Um, yeah, it was like I didn't even want to say it out loud. I got so paranoid. But when I said it smells like gasoline, and then all of a sudden I got all like super paranoid that someone was like, oh, maybe someone's pouring gasoline like outside my house right now and trying to light this bitch on fire. And it's like, why would I think that? But why would I get that overwhelming feeling that that's what that meant? Or like, why is somebody thinking that? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's so weird, right? Or people just want to mess with me because they know that they can do that by me allowing them to do it. I don't know. Or do people really have malicious thoughts? I don't know. 55555. Oh, creepy. Creepy. Oh, somebody left. Hate that. Dog. So crazy, dude. Oh my god. Thank you. Yeah, please do. Please do. Like, see, you know what? You're right. Let's fucking get the defenses up. So nuts. I shouldn't laugh. It's so fucking funny. So, anyways, PMDD has its own battles, right? But also, women become vulnerable to this type of invasion when they're on their cycles and they are insecure and their bodies are hormonally changing and sensitive, right? Sensitive to energy, sensitive to food, sensitive to everything, sensitive to touch. And some people take advantage of that, manipulate others who are in those states. It's just that simple. Whether it's a man who doesn't understand, as if it's that hard to get that we are literally bleeding out of our fucking vaginas. Can you imagine for 2 seconds if you had to bleed out your dick for like 5 days on end every month? No. Can you imagine having cramps so bad that it's akin to like food poisoning for 5 days on every month and sometimes more? No. So, like, can you stop acting like women are overreacting when you literally could not even fathom it and would be in the hospital so motherfucking fast? Please stop. Okay? Like, please. So, anyways, should just be popping off, full moon, kind of crazy energy. It's wearing off, but people are just like thinking wild stuff. And yeah, so back to the patients, right? We got like 10 minutes until I got to roll the pre rolls. Or 10 minutes before the pre rolls roll themselves, I should say. 10 minutes until I have to manual roll. So, unhinged energy. Now y'all see what I'm saying. You put these pictures together where you're like, man, you got a lot of trolls, you got a lot of haters, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and I know why. I have not always been in the space of being a calm person. I've always been on my spiritual path since I was probably at least 7, which was the first time I thought I would go live in the monastery. And I knew that because I went to school at a Montessori, which is the school inside the nunnery, the monastery. Monastery. Is that what it's called? Monastery? So when I was in 2nd grade, my teacher was a nun, and I wanted to be one too. My spiritual journey started. It was my whole life. I have been on this path my whole life. I don't know why people act like confused with what I do, intimidated with what I do, question what I do, are surprised by what I do. I have been, amen. I have been this person since day the fuck one. When I was 3 years old and I was in preschool, because I did 2 years of preschool and a year in kindergarten, again, all at the nunnery, inside the covenant, covenant, no, covenant, not coven or covenant, but convent, at the convent. Okay, and I was like, I want to be an artist. I would do art projects by myself, like real complicated ones. When I was like way too young, how did I even? I don't know. I don't want to think. I can't even stop and think about it. Right? Been reading, writing, keeping in my diary when I was in kindergarten. I was like, I want to write a book. Like I've since day one. But the spiritual path opened up around 6, 7. Where I was like, yeah, I'd be a nun. I'd devote myself to Christ. But then people encouraged me to keep going, keep learning about other things and do these and that. And in 7th grade, I was like, okay, I'm a little depressed, even suicidal, maybe seeking Buddhism, right? Something different, something new. And so in high school, very scientific, science-based, scientific and atheist. Okay. Until I kind of started doing, whatever. And then it put me back on the spiritual journey. But I was always on the spiritual journey. I was always going to be an artist. I was always going to write a book. I was always going to devote my life to God. And I knew that since day one. That's what it's really, you know. So this book starts with a mushroom trip because it's the most relatability. But this is where the book goes, yeah? This is how far back my knowing. But no one believed me. I had to stay quiet. I had to pretend like I wasn't this person. I had to be like, all right, I guess I'll be an English teacher. Fucking no. Oh, I study psychology. Like, I read minds, bitch. Talk to dead people. I'm fucking homies with Jesus. Like, I ain't doing none of that. We should all known I wasn't doing none of that. Like, come on. You know? Okay. So, anyways, patience. What's this got to do with patience? Well, you can imagine that if I knew since I was 3 years old who I was, that's a fucking long road to watch everyone else get what they wanted and get what they deserve and get what they worked for and get these very normal things like degrees and houses and babies and dogs and families and paper and cars and leases and apartments, all sorts of stuff I never had. Yeah. Okay, some people judge me for that. I say I'm just walking a different path. If I were in India, they would be taken care of. I would not have to think about it because I'm thinking about all these other things that are so devalued and depreciated by the fucking people in my life who cannot see past the fact that they needed to hear something that came out my mouth, but I did not have the reservation or patience to not yell it at them. Now they're still mad, and I'm over it and still apologizing and saying, I don't have anything to give except this, but y'all taking too much. You need to give a little back. You're going to regret not doing that. What am I doing about it? Nothing. I just have seen this play out and I know how this works. It's part of my worth. I pay big debts for little things. Y'all do big things and think there's going to be little debts. I try to warn people. Try to ask them a million times for honesty, for truth. Okay, one more time. You sure? You sure? You sure? You sure? You sure? Okay. The expectations, yes. So my patience, it was greater than I knew. But I'd get frustrated, so I didn't seem patient. So I said for many years, patience is a virtue in which I seek. Patience is a virtue in which I seek. Patience is a virtue in which I seek. What are the 7 virtues of the Lord Jesus? Is what I was referring to when I say patience is a virtue in which I seek. Because it is one of the 7 virtues of God. Do I know all 7? No. Gratitude, patience, kindness, not giving, something like giving, but not giving, because it's not gratitude, or maybe it is giving. That's only like 4, though. Maybe it's like love, friendship, and deity work. I don't know. Apprenticeship. No, I don't know. We have to roll ads in 5 minutes, so I'm gonna roll the ads. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna pick up the conversation on patience. So we see how far back it goes in my life, but we're talking about meeting someone when you were so young, and how was that teaching you patience if you already had all this patience? I didn't know I had patience. I didn't know what patience even looked like, because everybody told me I was impatient because I sit there and say, I don't want to participate in any of this. It's not my thing as a kid, right? And they were like, you have to. You're a kid. Don't you like this or that? I'm like, no. They're like, what do you like? I'm like, well, I like sitting and thinking and writing books and poetry and singing songs and da 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 da. And they're like, okay, well, why don't you go play ball? Why don't you go dance with the other girls? Why don't you go study science or play with rockets even? I don't know. Can you just jump rope? maybe anything. God, why is it a philosopher at so young? You know, they're like, what are they gonna do? It's giving Googling virtues. Like, okay. So, anyways, let's take the break. Find out what the virtues are. We'll go back to patience, okay? Mwah, I love you so much. Okay, yeah. Yeah. All right. So also just I forgot that in my story I put so I said, "Oh, listen to the song." And then I was like thinking about this during the stream to a reference in True Blood, which I wouldn't want to give it away, but in one of the seasons they have black eyes, like completely black, you know. So I used a filter that reminded me of True Blood. And then I was also playing my song, the version of Spellbound I did. So I made a reference, a cross reference to Spellbound and True Blood. And it said like True Bound Spellblood or something. And I feel like somebody might see it and freak the fuck out, but maybe they'll watch the stream and be like, okay, it's not as weird as I thought. But then people might actually get the True Blood reference and really love that. So, anyways, patience. So I met someone many, many years ago. Yeah, okay. I was excited to meet them, and they were surprised to meet me. And even though since I was 3, I knew exactly what I wanted to be, and I've been on my spiritual path all this time, people still think that they can come up and be like, I've been doing tarot for 5 years. I'm like, you, right? No. No, I'm sorry if I made it seem easy, because it comes easy to me. I studied this my whole life. I've been on this path since I was 5. It's not the same, actually. No, it's not the same. When I say I'm a holy man, it's because I always have been. It's just like the Dalai Lama has been a fucking 6-year-old boy before, because they're like, wherever the spirit goes, yes, the spirit is in me. It has always been in me, you know? I'm glad I broke away from Catholicism to this day, but I do keep some of the same practices, yes? Different perspective. And once in a while, yeah, go to church. What you gonna do? Give me body of Christ, amen, and let me have a little juice. Okay. Shit. Think I don't know how to dress for church. Okay then. 11111. So, anyways. I've always been on this path. And I should have known that was patience, but I had no patience for it because I was sad. I couldn't relate to other kids. Nobody wanted to have these conversations when I was young. Nobody wanted to think existentially or wanted to know about the beyond or the intuition or the voice in their head or when Jesus talks back. And they wanted to ignore it. They wanted to believe their parents. They wanted to keep out of it. You know, it's part of indoctrination. It's part of keeping order, you know. And to some extent, I totally get why they do that. Because if everybody could do what I would do, then we would have no privacy, which some would argue that we don't have any privacy, and that at some level we do know, and that there's just people who deny us, and therefore we deny ourselves, and they hope we are in denial of ourselves so that they can keep denying us of reality in order to seize control, right? Classic narcissism, classic gaslighting, classic manipulation. That's what that really truly is. Yeah. And why is that? Because it's like Big Brother, right? It's like 1984, Fahrenheit 451 or whatever. But at this day and age, we have cell phones, so they can't argue with it existing, but then there's arguments that it already existed. So if everybody did what I did all the time, right? Or because if everybody was so obvious to something, right? If we made it so obvious and didn't purposely make people oblivious, then it would be a much more chaotic place than it already is. Because how and when and to what degree do we forgive each other for our thoughts and things, especially when we're so heavily indoctrinated into thinking a certain way and to shutting it off, taking prescription drugs, drinking alcohol, taking recreational drugs. Some drugs get you closer to God, but then you attribute God to the drug, and the drug can be from or of God, but that's not what God is, right? You had a godlike experience because of a tool that was either grown here on earth for you or synthesized by someone who was meant to do that. Okay? But that's not God. You can't just be like, oh, and then when you stop, it stops. No. You're supposed to see it's always on. Tune in, turn on, drop out, because you shouldn't listen to it all the time. Right? Shouldn't listen to it all the time. Gotta tune into something. Gotta tune into something. The radio, the music. Don't tune into the radio. Fuck the radio. The radio is a scary place these days because they're like the last ditch effort of low vibrational, low off frequencies, man. It's gross. It's weird. The radio. They connect you to something, some negative narrative. You know, it's a very negative narrative on the radio. It doesn't matter what music's on. It doesn't matter what's playing. Listen to your own shit on your own playlist type beat. Like, you know, way that, yeah. The radio is just not where it's at anymore these days, huh? So, is this like Gloria here to determine whether or not I can keep living or if I've exposed too many secrets? Because a lot of people just submit to these functions of like, oh, we all know it's there. So we just don't have to say anything, or we don't say anything. Or some people are like, I'm suspicious of this thing, but I'm too scared to ask. Or the people I've asked have lied to me and made me feel like I couldn't ask anyone else. But then I start to think maybe I can't trust those people, so maybe I should ask somebody else. But everybody's perspective is going to be different, and da 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 da. So then you get into having to have proof, yeah? Then you get into, okay, confirm I talked to a dead person. Can anybody do that? To some degree, yes, maybe. Because I know a lot of people who say they can, but they won't do it full time because it exhausts them because it's not for them. It doesn't exhaust me to talk to dead people unless I literally, I don't know, it just doesn't really exhaust me. Like, there was a night we talked to like 8, 9 people in a row, channeling, straight up channeling messages. It's just not the same. It's not the same kind of exhausting as tarot is. It's not the same kind of exhausting as living people are. To talk to dead people, right? And some people would argue that, like, oh, those are voices in your head, blah, 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 blah. You're just schizophrenic. You're just talking to yourself. Okay, I mean, you could believe that. It's far from being true because people who are actually afflicted with those disorders would tell you it's a very different experience than the one that I have, which I have verified with a therapist who verified as a therapist by going to school for a psychology degree, which you claim you need to know anything about these things, right? Okay. So beyond that measure, there's just some details about things and people I've come to know that it's just undeniable. Where did I get that from? It has to exist. This place, this plane, this source, this voice, this intuition, it does exist somewhere. For a reason. At some point, at some time, yes. But you being in denial of it and saying, no, it was just this, I'm gonna listen to that, fuck my intuition, fuck intuition, that's not how life works, da 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 da. Is that not how life works, or is that what somebody wants you to believe is how life works? Because they're hiding something from you. So to be in denial of these things, especially if you are experienced in the psychedelic way and you still turn it off and you're like, no, it goes away now. No, it doesn't. Come on, we all know that. You gotta, like, be in it. And then it's like, okay, but I want my privacy. Right. That's why you pick and choose carefully who you share with, who you think, all that. Because then you get someone else in there, it's whoop. Okay, I'm confused because what the fuck? It's a bit. Okay, or be upfront about those things so that don't happen to you. Do you? Because then I have this dissonance, and this is slight dysphoria, PMDD, but also, again, sometimes I share these things because people think them and are too scared to say it, because I was for so long. Like I said, I've been on a spiritual journey since I was 1. I was always meant to be this person, the deliverer of messages, the channel. Not everyone has time to channel because they are making a functional society happen. Not everyone can sit back and be a philosopher. Yeah, of course not. I got real lucky with that one in some ways because it's a really cool job. Being wise feels really good to me, and sharing these stories and this knowledge seems like something I excel at for sure. A lot of drawbacks, though, obvious ones, big ones, like the important ones, basically, which is why I'm like exploring other things like modeling or music or writing more, or, trying to concentrate. But lately it's hard because again, a lot of changes, a lot going on, a lot of unexpected emergency type, whatever, So I've had to pause, tilt, stop, stare, reflect, and Venus doesn't even go into retrograde until July 22nd. Fun. So while everybody's feeling extra intuitive because it's that time of year, it's the full moon, it's just the times where everybody tunes in and can hear each other, and it's very awkward in the room, right? It's not just me all of a sudden, because most of the time it's just me. But then there's certain times. What times? Well, probably full moon would be a good one. Everything's too full. Uh-oh, here it comes. Consciousness released. Everything that everybody's releasing, all their doubts, all their fears, all their everything they're releasing, all their wild energies are coming down into us. Yeah. Thank you. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't even freak people out because everybody can do what I do, and I get so paranoid that like everyone reads minds, and I feel like a fucking idiot instead of a circus show freak, like I want to. But then I'm like, that's kind of an unrealistic thing to think because like not everyone is a doctor, and not everyone is a fucking lava lamp maker, and not everyone is a weed grower. So like not everyone is a spiritual holy man, intuitive necromancer, poet, witch. Not really a witch though. Okay, stop freaking out about that. I'm a Catholic. So I have to apply my own logic, my own rules, my own teachings. I looked at a lava lamp that's in front of me. I was trying to think of random jobs that I could throw on the list. You know what I mean? Um, okay, so yeah. So it's just like I have to just embrace that this is my job and this is my gift just as much as it is for anyone else to have their jobs or their gifts. And then I take it a step further and I'm like, am I a time traveling rock star? Because it's the costume you put on, anyways. I sit on here and talk about time travel, and I love to sing songs and make music. And there's just a story already, and it just seemed like so perfect because of all these things. But then I was like, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe I got the wrong message from that because what I was really meant to learn was patience, right? Ah, we were talking about patience. I forgot to look up the virtues. You guys, I was so focused on the music stuff. I forgot to look up the virtues. Let's do it live. We almost forgot about everybody forgot. To be fair, 7 virtues of God, of Christianity. That's probably the one. Faith, justice. Okay, yeah, these are not the ones that I was thinking of. No, these are the 7 holy virtues. Okay, so this is St. Thomas. I don't know. Let's do 7 holy virtues. Catholics. It's all so different. Yeah, okay, here's the list that I knew of. Chastity, temperance, charity, diligence, patience, kindness, and humility. They weren't, it was different. Some of those words were different, but this is definitely the same list. So I got the ones that I got right. Okay, so here they're like lined up against the 7 deadly sins. So it's like chastity versus lust, temperance versus gluttony, charity versus greed, diligence versus sloth, patience versus wrath, kindness versus envy, humility versus pride. So I'm very much good with humility, kindness, patience, diligence, charity. Maybe not so much temperance, not so much chastity. Maybe I'm in the midst of mastering. Good. Well, I don't want more patience now. I'm getting impatient now because it's kind of setting in how patient I've been. And I need to stop being patient at this time. And that's another lesson I'm learning, right? Because it was patience is what I wanted because people my whole life told me I was stubborn and had no patience and I was impatient. So I said, okay, I need patience. Patience is a virtue in which I seek. And then one day it found me. I just had to realize I have patience, right? I have tolerance. I have understanding. And that is because, well, part of it was definitely my head injury slowed me down. I pretty much had a concussion for like maybe a year and a half, 2 years after I had 35 staples in it. No follow-up care, by the way, from UCLA. Yeah, oh, that's good. Yup. So if you want to do my eval on here, oh yeah, because yeah, people think they can get away with anything. I think I'm not gonna catch on. I'm not gonna know like somebody's not doing a fucking psych eval right now, or wanting to. I hear you. So no follow-up care on my concussion. Follow-up care on my finger. Follow-up care on my knee. No follow-up care on my head injury. 35 staples. Pretty big drop right directly on my head. Didn't follow up care on my concussion. But then a friend of mine in a different state hit their head and they had a follow up every 2 to 3 weeks for 6 months because it was a concussion or potential concussion. Yeah. But for me, nothing. Just psych eval, just therapy. doesn't seem like okay. And then for 2 weeks outpatient therapy treatment, I saw a nurse twice. Okay, but y'all want to talk about me. Y'all want to talk about what I'm doing. Y'all want to see my What did anybody do to me? Okay, so let's not go down that road, right? Let's talk patience. I'm getting impatient now. Big, yeah, big ones. So, especially because I came in with an ID and they try to say I was Jane Doe. That's fucking scary. Yo. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, people rethinking their steps, huh? Experiment 603 going haywire. Shut down. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You can't now. I'm the only one who fucking knows what's going on. And some people are like, wow, she sounds crazy. But y'all don't know what I've been through. Y'all don't understand it. Or maybe you do because you hear something like 35 staples in your head from how high of a drop and they didn't give you follow-up care. In itself sounds crazy. So the conspiracy after doesn't sound much crazier, does it? Not really. At that point, not really. That's crazy. So patience. Yeah, it's wearing thin. Now I'm getting a little impatient, but my whole life people told me I was stubborn. People told me I needed patience. I was impatient. Okay. So what taught me patience was I met someone when I was really young. I wasn't a good person. I didn't really understand who I was. I knew what I had to do. I knew what I wanted to do or what I was meant to do, but I didn't know how to do it, and I didn't think I was good enough or experienced enough to do it. So I knew I had to just live life by experiencing it, right? That's why I didn't go to school. That's why I didn't get a job formally. You know, I worked a lot of jobs over the years, day jobs, regular jobs, night jobs, really, but, you know, income, wage, money. Nowadays, I'm just whatever. Thank you, everyone, for supporting me. It's not much. It's hardly anything. Because I'm still on a spiritual journey, yes. There's not too much I want to take on. That's not how this works. I can't be immersed in your 3D world. I can't be so caught up in all that, right? It's either got to be a job that pays a lot or no job at all at this point. Because this is enough for me. This is what I'm meant to be doing. So patience, because even though I knew I wanted to write a book, I knew I wanted to be spiritual, I knew I wanted to rethink what we knew of religion because I spent my whole life indoctrinated into a religious sanction. I just didn't understand how, and I didn't really get what I was going to say, and I didn't really have the narrative or the personality or the life that I lived yet, right? So knowing didn't do me any good. Knowing was a part of it, but experiencing was everything else. And had I not known what I was going towards as I experienced, I think the experience could have been more enjoyable. Probably. Okay. But it wasn't. So some parts were, some parts weren't. So I didn't learn patience in that moment. In fact, I still very much lacked patience in so many ways and got very frustrated, impatient, and short with people very quickly in these 4 to 5 week cycles that were akin to PMDD, which now I slow down and stop myself from fighting. So back then I was, oh, I know what this is, but y'all not with it. Or I'd show up and be like, forget this, fuck this, never mind. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about, right? What the fuck? And then I'd be like, okay, no, I gotta go back. I don't know what the fuck. Is this a cult thing? I don't know. Everybody questions that. I question that more than anybody, I think. Never doubt. I just said last night that if faith doesn't allow, if a spiritual organization doesn't allow you to question their belief system, then it's inevitably a cult. So if you say never doubt something, then it's probably a cult, yeah? Kept running back, kept running back, kept running back, kept running back, kept running back. Couldn't understand it, yeah? Okay. Because, yes, the cult stuff did slowly break away. It still exists, but it's not the same sort of thing that it once was, as far as I know, yeah? God is undoubtable. God is undoubtable. God is undoubtable. I love that. That's great. I love that. God is undoubtable. I've been telling God, I've been literally saying, well, God's wrong then. Well, I guess God was wrong because I was like so sure about the path I was on and the people and the decisions I was making and all this stuff. I was like, fuck yeah. I guess that wasn't God. Because I was like, well, God was wrong. I mean, God doesn't necessarily say no sex, just no lust, yeah? So lust is that last deadly sin. Because even temperance, I know when to stop. I know when to take breaks from things like alcohol. Maybe the weed, yeah, I need to cut back, but that's medicine, so it's hard when I'm stressed. But I don't smoke. I think I smoke more on stream than I do most days of the week. You know what I mean? Depending on how bad the day is. Obviously, like the closer I get to my period and stuff, it's different than if I'm not. Or sometimes I notice, like today, I didn't smoke very much, which was weird because as long as I'm alone, I don't need to smoke when my period's coming. But if I have to interact with people, I have to smoke when my period's coming, if that makes sense. Like it's manageable as long as nobody's talking to me. So if I'm talking to people, I gotta be really fucking sedated. Cool, no big deal, right? Or if I don't have to be, then wow, that's amazing. That's like a miracle for me. Okay, so how did you learn patience from this? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. You never finish any stories on here. Yes, I do. I always come back. They just take a long time. You should always stay tuned to the whole stream, right? Cute. Taking my socks off. Anybody else taking their socks off? One of mine has a little hole in it, and it's bothering me at this time. So I just literally took my socks off. I'd show you, but then there'd be free content, and you know I am such a foot girl. So. Um. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of people don't have repentance and aren't really like in well, and I have been abusive, but I'm realizing how reactionary it has been where I've endured a lot of psychological abuse just being like I know this sounds crazy to some people, but if you know, you know. But just being a white person in the suburbs, like it is all psychological warfare there. Like it's creepy, man. It's like instead of physiological warfare, like some other minorities. Well, I shouldn't say minorities, but the way that white people have spun stories, right? The way that like they take groups of people and experiment on the children, like they did with natives, and left them dead in a ditch. That's physiological warfare, right? Or even like the Reagan era, putting guns and crack in the streets of the cities. That's physical warfare, right? So in suburbs where they're like, everybody look great, be nice, put up your picket fence and smile, don't ask questions, don't listen to that voice in your head. Psychological warfare, yes. Creepy places. That's why people love movies like The Stepford Wives. I've never seen it because I was like, I live that shit. I'm not trying to watch that. What the fuck? It's like that though. Truman Show syndrome. Yeah, it's like they want to create that effect because they want you to stay on set. Oh, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. This is an American thing, I think, and it's not even an American thing as much as it's maybe regional to me, or well, regional, yeah, certain areas. It seems to be a lot worse in places where there are things that the Gloria wants to control, like water, or high populations, or big travel, or you know. So it's not everywhere. No, it's in very intentional places. Okay, and you could see it as a place where demographics live, and maybe we're forced to live. But it's not because they live there. It's because of the resources that are there and the control that they want to have over the region, and that's why they chose the demographics that they did to force them into doing it, such as far back as the ghettos of Warsaw. in 1942 during the war, where people weren't necessarily Jewish, but they were poor, and it was like, you go live here where the war is going on and go get your rations and stay there. And they built cities and they just never left. And that's, I don't know what it's like now. I'm just saying, this is like a history lesson. Somebody's a history buff on here, and they're very impressed with how much I know. Yeah. I could almost say you were my history teacher, but I did just for some reason would doubt that is actually true, especially at this hour. But if it were true, I'd say that you helped a lot with that. It's probably 222 in a certain time zone, which is funny, but um, mm, I feel like part of me was channeling something, right? Tears in my eyes. Somebody was very moved by that because they had not thought of that perspective. Well, here's the thing. Here's what I always remind people. The question is, what the fuck are we going to do about it? The wrong thing is the answer, because the answer is the wrong thing. We don't need answers. We have answers. Why? We know why it happened. Scratch? Who's got a scratch on their face? Who's got a scratch on their face? Yeah. Ooh. Who's got a scratch? Because it wasn't, I didn't scratch nobody's face. The fuck? Who's got a big old scratch? Nuh-uh. There you go. Okay, so cue in, tune in. So anyway, sometimes it's not answers, it's solutions. What's going to be this is my left cheek, wasn't that what I was just pointing to? Yeah. Solutions. We don't want answers, we want solutions. We need to stop it from happening. We don't need to know why it happened. We don't need to, fix this thing because it happened. We need to stop it from happening. Okay? That's what we need, is solutions. So trying to come up with answers and being like, there are no good answers. There's no right answer. Of course not. But there is a solution, because we need solutions to fix problems, not answers to why we have problems. Remember that next time somebody says there's no good answer. Say, oh yeah, well, give me some credit though, because if y'all don't start crediting me, it's going to be your own spiritual debt and you're going to hate it later. Oh my gosh. Stop. Okay. So anyways, 7. Patience. Okay, so go back to the story. Go back to the story. My booty is so pizza dough perfect though. I'd be kind of sad, but it'd be okay, I guess. Sorry, that was like TMI a little bit, but it's okay. Somebody was probably thinking it. Okay, shut up. This is so awkward. Listen. Oh. I don't know if this means something to somebody or somebody's just having a moment. Because I like this song, but I like the real version. But what's popping into my head is not the regular version. And maybe somebody wants me to cover this song, or they only know this one version. What's the one that's like, oh, maybe it's just the slow version. I guess this works. Oh, this is no lyric. Yeah, so this isn't the one that I was thinking of. This is the song, but the way that it's coming through isn't the poppy cheery version that I am used to. Oh, good. Oh no, we're pausing. Sorry, I'm so close to the screen and I look creepy. I don't wear that much makeup, so I feel like when you can see me up close, you see all my everything. Oh my god, I'm biting my lips so much right now. Are you why? Because I couldn't figure out if it was like my lipstick or what. So that's funny you say that. So that song popped in my head, but like a weird slow version of it. Yeah, see, I knew somebody was thinking it. Oops, I didn't mean to pin this. I guess unpin this message. Okay. Oh, you ripped your bottom lip in half once, not right now. Okay. Okay, sorry if that song freaked you out. It was just like, yeah, so I think it's like the TikTok version or something, but yeah. I really don't, but it's okay. Like, we could pretend I do, but I just have regular human flaws. I still look pretty fucking good from every angle, no matter what I'm doing. And that's why I love that people think I'd be embarrassed if something like that happened. I'd be like, embarrassed where? Like, where? I'm sorry, where am I? Where is the embarrassment? I'm confused. Y'all embarrassed for me, wanna be, but me? I don't know. Impressive to me, to look the way I do. I like it. I have fun. I have fun. I have fun. I don't know. Sorry. I have fun. I don't see how it's really much different than a dude being in nothing but fucking booty shorts and having his whole everything out and doing all the sexual dancing, motion, working out, but then a chick takes it a little bit further and oh no, she also has her tits and booty shorts, and somehow that's not irrelevant, but different. That don't sound right. That can't. That doesn't sound right. That wouldn't be different. That's how I feel. That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. Girl, listen, I can't keep having this conversation. Fucking A, dude. Fuck, man. Sometimes I'm a bit like a warfare and just being around people. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, what'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? Bitch. That's reactionary abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to work on that. That's why I'm isolating myself as much as I do. And among other reasons, but also because I know I need isolation. If I start to get too out of control based on the people I'm around, and then I gotta question all my relationships, everything I'm doing, all of my work, everything. If I get to that point, it's rehabilitation is an ongoing process. I'm not really that into drugs. Some other stuff. Okay. Feels like relapsing, maybe. Really into love. Um. Stop. Ooh, with your feet on the air and your head on the ground. Try this trick and spin it, yeah. Your head will collapse if there's nothing in it, and you ask yourself, where is my mind? Where is my mind? Where is my mind? Way out in the water, simply swimming. Yo, I don't know if someone was thinking about this song. I think at the end my voice sounded like Coco Rosie, didn't it? But there's only one Coco Rosie song I really truly get down with, and it's not a happy song. So if somebody knows this song, relates to this song, resonates with this song, listen, I'm so sorry. I'm like so sorry. It is what it is, but also like it isn't. I'm so sorry. But this song just popped in my head. Oh my god, I gotta listen to this later. It's depressing though. It's like, if you know, you know. No. No, no, no. Probably before whatever you're referencing. I'm not even gonna lie. This is like, when did this song come out? Now I have to know. Broken Sundown. No, wait, because yeah. I'ma shake you off, though. Get up on that horse. Right into the sunset. Look back with no remorse. So good. So good. 2007. Wow. Seems late, actually. I thought it was way older than that. What an era. What a time. I'm so happy I got to be in high school for that, at least. I can't imagine if I would have been in my 20s, but I think my teens and 20s being like raver stuff was kind of fun, and freakdom after that was cool. Okay. Yeah, have fun with that. It's not fun. It's a great song. It's not fun. Um, because it's like, are we all sharing collective thought? It's weird how it's only sometimes it feels like that. And so I think that's why people have a really hard time accepting or grasping these concepts, is because even as an intuitive person who does this full time, there are some, not even some nights, but some, yeah, it's good, right? But it's fucked up. Um, there are some nights, some certain times, like full moon. I think it's a full moon thing, right? Where it's suddenly like, is everyone in the think tank together right now? Like, what the fuck's going on here? What's being released? What's coming out? Is everybody hearing each other, or are we all each talking to God and being able to see without actually objectively sharing? Or do you not all feel that? And that's just because I've practiced my intuition. You know what I'm saying? Where sometimes it feels like a group conversation. Sure, within the stream, if there's like multiple people in a room on a device or something, but it's like we either have a conversation and I tune into each individual. It's rare that it's like a group think conversation on the stream unless it's people in the same room. So it just seems like certain times, like a full moon time, right? Where it's like, God, why do I feel naked, is like mentally naked? Why do I feel like all my secrets are being exposed? Wait, I felt like this before. I've actually gone into the psych ward for feeling like this and almost killed myself for feeling like this. But now I'm feeling like this and I'm like, okay, whatever, bring it. Put me on trial. I got to be able to defend myself and all my actions. And I have more than welcome accountability and pray for the best outcome. Pray that I've done enough work to show that I am still improving, even if I have fallbacks, setbacks, setups even. And, I pray that I have good outcomes because I've tried to be a good person. And when I say try to be a good person, I'm not sitting here saying, I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I do good things for people. I'm saying I actively choose good. I try to do what I believe is right. I try to align what is right with what's best for everyone. I try to assess what's best for everyone by infringing on as least freedoms as possible with the least amount of hatred as possible. Okay? And it takes choice and action and courage to be good. It's not something that you just are born, oh, I'm good. Yeah, of course I'm a good person. It's not that simple. Nobody is even good or bad. Because of course I have more potential to be evil than probably most people in this room because I'm a Taurus. Our list of evil people, listen, the list of evil people in the world, most of them are Tauruses. From Hitler to Queen Elizabeth to fucking Machiavelli to, yeah, dude, like everybody who was ever Vladimir Lenin, everybody who's ever been fucking evil pretty much is a Taurus. So as a Taurus, when I say I actively have to be good, it's very easy for me to be evil. Because if I have to say, no, it's okay, I'll go, I don't mind, and then there's a tornado, right? Imagine if I was evil enough to say, fuck it, I don't care, and decided to curse stuff and go there. Like, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you, no thank you. I resist the temptation every day. I seek zero revenge and more patience, if anything. You know? So, as a Taurus, I know. That's why I experience my karma so hard, because God says, listen, that's how consequences. You sure you want to go down that path of darkness, of evil, of this and that? No, thank you. Okay. So your path of darkness will be full of light. Yes. Ah, got it. Okay, right. Perfect. Perfect. Being good is a choice. Every day, you choose it. And some people are meant to be evil, and that's okay. Personally, I can't do it because I don't want to be a world villain. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be in my superhero arc right now, man. Sorry, I went for superhero. Sorry, I went for superhero. The alternative is supervillain. I'm a Taurus with a vengeance, with a backstory of I was bullied my whole life, and I taught the teachings of Jesus. You know how easy it would be for me to for real be the Antichrist. I'm already gay, and they all think that the fucking queers and Satan and there's something going on, and I do blood, blah blah blah. Yeah, perfect setup for me to just be totally full blown evil and take over the fucking world and be the Antichrist, like I always used to joke about. Because I literally was like, I don't know, I feel like the Antichrist. It was PMDD. It's okay. I'm getting a hang of it. I'm coping with it. I'm taking extreme measures to make sure that I'm okay and other people are okay, right? Around me and to be around me. Fixing my reputation one stream at a time. My name is Earl, but it's Illy, right? Perfect. Okay. So forgive me if I get a little crazy from time to time. Full moon comes, I'm like, oh my god, right? Oh, la, la. Oops. Oops. All right. Wait. Oh. Okay. My bad. Setback or fall down? Setback, right? Still get the crown. Um, so yeah, we can do whatever we like. Sometimes my PMDD rage would like me to take over the world. Always has. Always been like, fuck these people, burn it all down. It's like, whoa. And then I come out of it, I'm like, I really love butterflies and flowers and sunshine, smoking weed, Grateful Dead, and like, I could fucking kill me. And it's like it was back and forth all the time. But like, you're so bipolar. And it's like, it was clearly my cycle. Thanks to no one for ever putting two and two together except for me and the few people along the way. Whoever first told me about PMDD, probably my Gemini bestie. And whoever suggested the Clue app to me back in the day, I think it was a complete stranger, honestly. Yeah. 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 Lots of hot takes. So, I don't know. Probably when podcasts became popular, even though like radios have always been like podcasts, right? Podcasts are just like radios off radio. But anyway, No, edgy still exists because edgy is like a totally different thing than a hot take. A hot take is just an opinion that is probably unpopular, but edgy is when you actually are trying to push people over the edge or push people